It's Takedown, everybody. How are you? It's Scott Casper. We head out to Tempe, Arizona to talk to the head coach of the Sun Devils himself, and it's Shawn Charles. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me on the show, Scott.
Big weekend for you guys as you picked up another Pac 12 victory. Before we investigate this Pac 12 victory, I want you to talk to us a bit about the importance of beating Boise State as you did, and uh, just an outstanding weekend.
Well, this year our guys have really been stepping up in our dual meet competitions, and we've really been coming together as a team. And this is an individual sport, but to win these dual meet competitions, and you gotta the team has to fight hard for each other. And right now, I would have to say that we are better. Well, you know what? We are fighting harder than we ever have before here at Arizona State since I've been here, and people can see it. It's showing up in our competition. It's showing up in our win and loss column. And I'm just so proud of these guys, and I just want to make sure we keep doing what we're doing in the room, and it continues through the Pac-12 championship.
So 21-15 was that score at Tempe over Boise State. And then Iowa State came to call, and the guys let up a little bit there. And I'm not sure what happened, but talk to us about what happened with Iowa State, with Stanford.
Well, Iowa State's a great program in there. They're got really good individuals in their team, good coaching. I think we won four matches and lost six, but there were two matches in that duel that could have went either way, and they just happened not to go our way. I mean, our guys really stepped up, battled hard, pushed the tempo of the matches. Um, you know, really wrestled hard for the Sun Devil Nation, and proud of them in that situation. And we just came a little bit short. And the same thing with Stanford. I mean, I think we went out there. Our guys did everything they could do to make the wrestling exciting. They pushed the matches, and it's this is sports. Sometimes you're not going to win all. Most of the time you're not going to win all the times you go out there. But one of the things we try to do is make sure our guys get better from the experience and keep progressing them through through the season, so that we can have guys get to nationals and give them the opportunity to be an All-American or national champ.
And it's the tools, Coach. I hear your cell phone going off there. I know you're a busy man. We appreciate you taking time. We're talking with Shawn Charles. It's the tools you give them to battle the best. And when Oregon State comes into town and you win at 17-16, that has got to give you and your coaching staff some kind of charge, knowing that you're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean that was a big deal for us. Since I've been here, that was the first time we beaten Oregon State, and they're a top 25 program in the country. So for us to go out there and our guys to step up and win that duel was a big deal. It was a big thing for the program, and it just puts us in a situation where myself and the wrestlers within the program and the coaching staff, we feel like we're right there with any team in our conference, and we have a really good chance of going to the conference championship and winning that just as much as anyone else.
Cal Poly, of course, has a storied program out of San Luis Obispo, and that one took place on Friday night. Coach, give us your overall thoughts.
Well, again, our guys just went out there and battled hard. Our 25 pounder ended up getting beat, the first match, and then we ended up giving up a fall the second match. But then we just came storming back right after that. And the thing about our team is not every time the same guys are winning, but we find some way somehow to win those duels. And so that kind of tells me that as a coach, if I can get all these guys to fire off at the same time, the same competition, people better watch out.
Easier said than done, isn't it, Coach?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's called having them all on the same page. And here's the fun thing to know, maybe the frustrating thing to know about wrestling and wrestling fans and coaches and athletes. Everybody's got a different schedule. Everybody's got different things they're doing academically. And to get them all on the same page, that's the struggle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's just all these different things going on in all these guys' lives. But what we try to get them to understand is when they come to the wrestling practices, weightlifting practices, when they're part of the team, all those other things they have to leave that outside the door. And it's about the program, it's about the team, it's about the individuals getting better. And I really believe that they're starting to really buy into that, and we're really moving this thing forward.
Talk to us about Bakersfield, Coach. Another positive for you as you end the what I call the regular season, if you will, within the conference.
Again, we had a road trip. We took a bus all the way up to Cal Poly, and then we wrestled them on Friday, and then on Sunday we wrestled Bakersfield. And again, the guys just stepped up and battled. It was a pretty tight duel all the way to the last match. Um, um, and we ended up winning the last match to make it a little bit, for us to go a little bit further ahead. But it was a tight match the whole time. The Bakersfield kids battled hard. We got quite a few of those guys are ranked, one or two in the conference, and they even have a 74 pounders ranked top, 15 in the country. So I mean, it was a good duel. We wrestled hard, and we just ended up, outperforming them on that day. And like I said, we're just using every one of these competitions as a stepping stone to get us prepared to win the conference championship.
Coach Shawn Charles joins us. Coach, the big conference championship is coming up in Stanford, California. It'll be the Pac-12s on Sunday, March 2nd. And then, of course, and everybody else is wrestling there. Well, not everybody, but a lot of them are wrestling on like the 7th, 8th, or 9th. Is there an advantage to you guys wrestling so early within the month?
No, it's just something that's always happened here in the Pac-12s or in the Pac-10s back in the day. I mean, we've always wrestled 2 weeks before the NCAA tournament, and I don't know. I couldn't give you the exact reason why. It's just something we've always done. I don't see it as a positive nor a negative. I just see it as this is what it's always been done, so we continue to do it.
Right after that, the Mountain Time Zone changes to Pacific Time, which we're all rather excited about, Coach. It's on my calendar. I don't know about yours.
Well, here in Arizona, the clock doesn't switch forwards or backwards, so uh, um,
I'm
instead,
giving you a hard time, Coach. Let's talk about some of the boys that have stood up for you and bought into that throwdown. I mean, let's face it, you either do or you don't. You either are or you are not a Sun Devil.
well, I think right now, people to watch definitely is our 184 pounder Blake Stoffer. He's ranked, I think, 22nd in the country. Tough kid. I think he's underrated. I think he should definitely be a top 15 kid in the country. Then I also think our 25 pounder. I think he's definitely showing that he can compete and wrestle the best in the country. He's had some really quality wins this year against some top opponents. Earl Hall and Jet Ski out of Old Dominion. And then our 157 pounder, Joel Smith, has turned it up this year. He's been getting his hand raised a lot in a lot of different competitions. And I think that he's definitely a guy that people should be looking at, paying attention to come the conference and the NCAA tournament.
We've been looking
Um,
at that Joel Smith for a while. He's out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, or am I thinking of a different kid?
oh, that's the same kid. That's the same kid.
Wow.
He's definitely turning the corner. He's putting up big numbers on the scoreboards, and he's battling for us. And he's definitely maturing into a good quality wrestler. I would say those are our top three guys right now. I have some, three or four wild card guys that I think on any given day are capable of beating, most guys that they compete against. So, it's exciting times. We only have one senior in our lineup this year. The rest are sophomores and juniors. So, we have, all these guys coming back next year, and we're looking to continue pushing this program forward.
I love it. And Coach, if I'm to ask you at this point, before the Pac-12s, before the NCAAs, before we cap this whole thing, who's your most improved wrestler? Who's the guy that really said, you know what, I am going to drop what I'm doing and be the best I can possibly be? Be it on the road, at home, day in, day out, practice room, weight room, running. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give everything I got and then some.
Well, that's a really hard question because I think a lot of our guys have done that this season. They put a lot of things in the back burner, and they've just been really training and listening and working hard to, contribute to the team the best they can. Two individuals that really just stick out in my head are our 97 pounder that has been wrestling heavyweight for us, Chase Escom. He's weighs about 200 pounds, but he's been going out and wrestling heavyweight, and hasn't given up any bonus points. Actually, he's been winning some weight matches at the heavyweight weight class, and I really believe that this kid is really, really turned the corner. He's battling hard for himself in the program, and so I mean, I'm amazed every time he walks out there, and he's undersized, and he finds a way to win duels. I mean, win matches so we can win duels. So it's just, you know, unbelievable, really. And then our, 149 pounder. uh, Preston McCollum. He's his win and loss column doesn't reflect how much he's contributed to our program, but he goes out every match and he gives 110%. And when you're a coach and you see this guy out there doing this day in and day out, coming to practice, training hard, those are the kind of things that make you exciting, make it exciting, make you want to do the job that you do. And so I would say those two guys really stick out in my head of guys that have really committed to themselves and the program and done some things differently in their walk around life to make sure that they're at the top of their game every single day.
You're the first coach I've talked to since the news came out of the Middle East and the Olympic gold medal Jordan Burroughs has lost
Yeah.
to Nick Maribel, and a young man that you helped coach. Talk to us a bit about what it means to both guys, what it means to the American landscape.
Well, I mean, this is wrestling. I mean, every time you put yourself out there, there's a chance that you can lose a match. And Burroughs is a human being. He can have a good day or a bad day, just like anyone else. And Maribel can have a good day and bad day. And it just sounds like Maribel was on the top of his game, and being on top of his game gave him the opportunity to win a match against Burroughs. I don't read too much into it. I think there's a lot more wrestling left. You got the U.S. Open, the World Team Trials, things like that. And in Burroughs' situation, maybe this loss, remotivates him to, compete harder, train harder. Gets to, he doesn't have to be worried about or stressing about being undefeated. So there's some things that, uh, to me, I don't read too much into it. I just think it's just sports. It's part of sports, and both guys, been training and wrestling, and Maribel has done what he's supposed to do, and now everybody knows that he's capable of going out there and beating Burroughs and making an Olympic team, which is great. And now, we still got to go to the the U.S. Open and the World Team Trials to find out who's going to be on the team.
Shawn, I got to ask you though, you don't want to be that guy on the next 200 takedowns on Jordan Burroughs, do you?
Oh no, for sure not. No.
Doubles,
Hey,
singles.
I don't even know how did the tournament end up? Did Maribel end up winning because we were traveling and wrestling? That was
Yeah,
on the
Maribel ended up earning the gold medal. So good job out of Maribel. Like you said, he was on his game, and that's just the way it is. But everybody looks at it differently. You've been a champion in your own rights in many different instances, and know what it means to lose or win. But when you're on a streak of some 69 or 70, whatever the number was, the point being, sometimes the streak is the news, not the wrestling, and I'd prefer to have it be the wrestling.
Right, right. I mean, like I said, I just sometimes the pressure of all those other outside things can cause you to not perform the way you want, and pressure can fuel you or weigh you down. And now he's been beat. Maybe this is going to help his wrestling. I don't know. We'll find out.
Coach, I appreciate the open conversation. Congratulations on the back-to-back wins on the year. Surely going back, and the wins against Oregon State and Boise State are outstanding ways to compete through the Pac-12. But you still have Oklahoma State in front of you, and then, of course, the NCAA championships as well. We'll look forward to seeing how those come out for you guys. So best of luck to your talented staff and your squad as well.
Thanks a lot, Scott, and thanks for having me on the show again. And go Sun Devils.
Ah, you always got to get that in there, right? Go Sun Devils. We love you, Shawn. Best to your family.
All right, man. Thank you very much.